Hey, hi, welcome to Seder Soul Sailing. Uh, I scheduled this for like a few minutes from now, but I'm not a technical genius when it comes to this sort of stuff, so you have to just forgive me. Uh, okay, today we're going to do a reading on this interesting situation in which the EU is pissed off at Belgium because they don't the Belgians don't want to spend hundreds of billions of dollars tilting at windmills in Russia. They don't want to send their children to die doing what Napoleon and Hitler failed to do. And it's pretty funny because they've I mean it's like a snake biting off its own head. Uh, it's they're like kicking themselves out of their own home country because the EU is headquartered in Brussels in Belgium. So that's an interesting development. Um, seriously, are we? I think we've made clear um, that these people are buffoons and clowns. I I don't think that's even a judgmental statement. I think it's just an obvious statement of fact. Hang on a second here. Got guests on the boat. Hey, hey. Oh, lo siento. Trabajando ahora. Uno posible en un mes. Gracias. I apologize. So somebody just witnessed a blank screen up here. Um, I hope I did this right. I hope I don't know. I try to go live together thing to see if that worked. So anyway, so the ass clowns are reduced to fighting amongst themselves and kicking themselves out of their own country. So cheers, good on you, you fuckwit. But I do want to say something a little bit serious before we start. I am in a unique position. I don't live in a developed country. I don't live in any country. I live in a freaking boat on the ocean. And if I don't like a place, I can just go. I can just pull up anchor and sail to another country. And it's nice, you know. I don't have any ties to anything. It's kind of a little lonely. I'm fortunate to have a incredible partner. And but otherwise, to me, this is like watching a really funny sitcom. I mean, watching what's happening in the world. So, but that said, I know this is very upsetting for a lot of people, and I would like you to chill. To, you know, I'm like I said, I'm fortunate. Man, add a towel up here. I just see that because it's been raining this morning. I've been out working on the boat, getting wet, and changed clothes twice already today. Almost forgot to put clothes on before I started filming. So lucky you, you got to see a naked geezer if I'd have forgot. Um, anyway, don't let this stuff get you down because we're going through a transition. The cards keep saying that we're going through this shift, and it's it's rough. It's difficult. It's but we're getting somewhere. We're going somewhere, and it's going to get better. We've got 1 to 2 years of difficult times left, but I think the more you can keep it together through these next couple of years, the better you're going to find yourself, the better world you're going to find for yourself when we get to the other side. So I believe that. for whatever that's worth. For me, it makes watching this shit show funny. Um, I worry about the people I love. I really do. I, I mean, I'm going to extreme lengths to be in a position where I can help the people I love. Like, I won't even go into it, but I'm going on, you know, I'm sailing across the world on a damn boat, sailboat. So, uh, but that's too much TMI. Um, so don't let it bug you. That's all I'm saying. Just seriously, just know we're going to get through this and look at it as this is not our problem. Yeah, we have things like student loans and car loans and housing, collapse debt, and our 401ks will collapse and all that. But the one thing that we all have to hang on to and keep together is each other. You know, I speak harshly of the Europeans, but I'm not talking about the European people. I'm talking about their ass clown leaders. And let's see what the so when I talk, I should be more specific and make sure I'm. You have to know that I'm not speaking of you. Um, well, apparently, one or two people are popping in here, so I did something completely not completely wrong. So is the EU going to kick itself out of its own home country? Are those complete fucktards going to? Oh, hey, message from Victoria. Are those complete fucktards going to like evict themselves from their own home? Let's find out. Is the EU going to? Is the EU going to? Evict itself from Belgium because it evict itself from Brussels because it doesn't like the fact that Belgium's telling them to fuck themselves. Which good for Belgium. I mean, I I bet you Ursula von der Leyen is feeling a little bit nervous when she goes for a walk these evenings. Um, also, interesting character that one. I the ruling elite, what we call the archons or whatever, the people we see are just the middle management, like the fucking royal family and the Vatican and the goddamn Rothschild banking cabal. They're just the middle management. They're the people in charge of them. You might have heard of the 13 families and all that. It's worth looking into. I can't vouch for it, but I mean, David Icke says they're freaking reptiles, and I swear to God, I do see a forked tongue come out of Ursula von der Leyen's mouth every now and then. But one of the family names for the 13 families is von der Leyen. So, she either married into money or well, I think she's both from money and married into money, but she's still her ass. She might kick her own ass out of her own mansion, which is pretty funny. So there's Ursula von der Leyen and her fucking clown car of shitbirds gonna boot themselves out of their own home country. Oh yeah, looks like doesn't look good for them. And it's okay. The overall situation is union. It's sort of a divine union. So I don't know. I don't see the EU as very divine at the moment. It looks like a goddamn. I mean, what we've been calling it a clown car. I don't think we're the only people in this world calling it a clown car. I believe it's pretty much a universal. Um, I think it's pretty much except for European people who actually think their governments represent them. The rest of the world pretty much thinks it's a really bad idea. In fact, I think China's been studying the EU for how not to form BRICS. So is this bad idea going to evict itself? um, The gateway is moving into calmer waters. All right. Let's see. The root is the Empress, which is creative, which creation, not just creative energy, but creation. The present moment is the Four of Pentacles, and that makes sense because what's triggering the chaos in the U.S. and the EU right, well, the U.S. too, EU right now is financial collapse, and this is being driven by the Japanese carry trade unwinding. Since like the collapse of 08, 09, the world's been using this free interest rate money from Japan to fund everything, and that's going to hell. So basically, their credit cards quitting working. So yeah, they should be hanging on to their coins right now, their euros. Although I tell you what, get the fuck out of euros if you possibly can, because it's any currency, freaking, I don't know, Brazilian pesos or Colombian pesos or Zimbabwe $1 billion bills or whatever. Um, yeah, I would say stay the freaking hell away from euros. And the psychological future is like a like a stern mother, uh, like like a mom who doesn't just say, you know, don't do that, and then just lets you do it. It's a stern mother says, don't do that, and if you do it, you get a paddleboard across the ass, you know. Uh, and the future is or like a rebirth of finance. So maybe there's. I'm going to say that I don't think there's much. I think mathematically impossible to salvage the EU right now. I think the best they can hope for is that it'll be like a club, like a dining club that uh, what's his name, David Cameron orally sodomized the dead hog for to join. You know, it'll be a place like that. It'll be like the Hellfire Club that Hunter Thompson used to write about. Here's the fears. And they fear, I think the EU fears its people waking up from the goddamn nightmare that they've created. And here's the astrological energies. This is like spiritual birth. So, um, I think the people are waking up, and they do need to hang on to their money because energy costs, heating costs are destroying them right now. And here is the desires. They want generosity, and they're going to need some generosity because the EU is the biggest disaster. The U.S. dollar is also a complete disaster, but it's the world reserve currency, so it's a disaster that the world has to prop up, or else they can't afford energy or international currency exchange. But that's fallen apart. That started to go to hell. We reported this like Jesus 2 years ago, and over 2 years ago in a Seder Soul Sailing tarot reading that it was about Saudi Arabia joining BRICS, and that would be the end of the hegemony of the U.S. dollar. And it was. It really was. That's why they're talking about starting an alternative gold-backed currency. And here's the final outcome. Interesting. The devil. Temptation. Slavery. Yeah, well, whew. Well, well, I'm going to say this reading's about the ass clown car that's running the EU, because it doesn't end well. And this modifies fears. This modifies the astrological energy. That's interesting. They're going to get what they deserve. And yeah, that's really interesting. And this modifies their desires, or somebody's desires, because this means going back to earlier time. Maybe this is before the EU, when each individual nation state was autonomous and operated without having a bunch of assholes in Brussels telling them how to do their shit, you know? And here's the final outcome. This modifies the devil, so it's going to get really bad. It's already bad. It's going to get really bad, but it's going to get better after that. And let's see. So, yeah, I mean, of this reading, this is the signifier. This is what they had. I mean, this is where they are, and they had actually. I'm going to say that when they created the EU, if they had done it right, if they had not made the mistakes that they made, which were horrendous, the the EU is like the worst of all bureaucracy without any of the benefits of bureaucracy. Um, and it could have been different. Yeah, they could have created something good. But it looks like their fears are coming true. It looks like the people of Europe are going to wake the fuck up and pull their shit together. The people might be happy when they do that, but it'll be tough because I mean, this card here, this is the core, the foundation of the whole reading, and this is people dying, crossing the river Styx, and then entering that, going through that gate where the sun's coming up. Although, I'm kind of, I'll go into the light reading maybe someday if Victoria ever joins me again, because that's her thing. But she makes some good points about not going into the light. She wrote a fantastic screenplay about it. It's called The Space Between. God, it's brilliant. Um, and so, and I mean, the people of Europe need to hang on to their coins right now. They need to keep stuff tight, and not just coins, but I'd say perishable food and stuff like that, because currency collapse, the money god is dying. We did a reading about that, like I think one of the very first ones we did, maybe the one I deleted accidentally. Um, but there's other kinds of currency that we can hang on to. We can hang on to. We need food. Food's not going to get transported. That's what people don't understand. It's like the stuff that appears in your grocery store that you eat every day, it didn't just pop up in the grocery store. It went through a whole lot of processes that cost a whole lot of people a whole lot of money. And they did it because as an investment. They didn't do it just because they wanted you to be well fed. And if they're not getting paid to grow the food, process the food, don't eat processed food, eat real food if you can, but transport the food to the cities, to the metropolitan areas, and stock the food in stores, and then hire staff to sell you the food. It's that's a lot of steps that require capital, and if that capital is not there, those steps aren't going to happen. Fields are going to rot in the crops are going to rot in the fields, and people are going to be hungry. And this would happen very quickly if the grocery stores ran out of food in the metro areas. So keep your money close to your vest, but keep a little something to eat and drink in the larder too. Have your pantry stocked. And this modifies the astrological energies. And again, people are going to get what they deserve if they prepared, if they haven't given their personal sovereignty wholesale to freaking Ursula von der Leyen, whatever she or it is. It's like, let's use the non-gender specific pronoun it. I like that. It's singular, not like they, right? So whatever Ursula von der Leyen is, if she's a reptile like David Icke suspects, or just a shitty freaking human being, like we can verify that empirically. We you can take care of yourself. You don't need those people. The EU reminds me of, I had a friend he had I don't know, his kid was about 2.5 or 3, cute little kid. It was their first son, and he was they pulled into the garage one night after they'd been to the store, and and the little boy was just started to talk. He was maybe 2.5, a smart little kid. He was looking around. He goes, he said to his mom and dad in the front seat. He was in the car seat in the back. He said, I've been thinking about it. I don't think I need you anymore. And then my friend looked at him and said, he just pulled in the garage, shut the car off. He goes, okay, you get out of your own car seat, Dad. And he went in the house. And about 30 seconds later, the kid was crying in the back seat, and he went and helped him out. The kid was ready for a little bit of help. The kid admitted that he still needed mom and dad. It's kind of that's kind of what's going on with Trump pulling out of NATO, and he did. I mean, he didn't specifically say we're out of here, but that whoever wrote that defense strategy statement that said your EU and NATO is no longer a priority for the U.S. militarily or financially. That was basically like telling the Europeans, okay, if you don't think you need us anymore, you get out of your own damn car seat. And final outcome, I think they're going to be stuck in their own damn car seat. I think they have too much power, too much ego, and too much prestige invested in this failed experiment. So I think they're going to run that car clown over the cliff, and nobody's getting out. None of the drivers, anyway. The people will get out. I see evidence of that. I mean, the EU is going to implode on its own rottenness. But the people of Europe, I think they're going to move into a calmer place. And maybe that's what this card, the overall situation, is signifying. Maybe this divine union isn't the supranational political structure of the EU. Maybe this divine union is actually the people of Europe owning their personal sovereignty and working together to make a really the beautiful world that the damn fools could have made if they hadn't all got greedy and pretty much did whatever the central banking cabal in Israel, of all places, told them to do. And in the end, I think the people that can let go of their attachment to that defunct, corrupt, poorly designed, and I'm going to say outright stupid supernatural structure that they call the EU, if they can get past that and be their own leaders, I think they're going to be okay. They got a beautiful, beautiful world over there, and I hope that they make the best of it. So this was an experiment. I hope I didn't bung it up too much. I still got one of you watching, so thank you for watching. Give it a like or whatever. People say that. I really don't know what the advantage of a like is, or sharing or whatever, because I don't get anything from it. I just get I just have fun amusing myself with the chaos of the world, and let that kind of be the most important lesson of this reading and all these readings is don't take it seriously. You guys, you have your personal sovereignty, you have your power, you have your strength, you're magical, powerful human beings. You don't need some shitbird like Ursula von der Leyen to tell you what to do, or some fuckhead like Macron or Starmer telling you to send your children to die in his own ego war against Russia. It's like, screw the reason they're fighting. The reason they're so hell bent on a world war is because that's the only way they can save their stupid EU structure. It's that far gone down the toilet. So don't go send your children to die for perverts and friends of Jeffrey Epstein's egos. It's just take care of yourself, love each other, keep your shit close to the vest, and take care of each other. And if I can help, if I see you, if you're anywhere near water, you might see me someday, and I'll be glad to help, even give you a reading. I'll if you can figure out where I am, just let me know, and I'd love to do a personal reading. Take care. Love you all. Bye.